People have long been fascinated with time travel. There is something distinctively compelling about the capability to travel back to view past occurrences from history or to go forward in time to see what the future holds. Check out these stories from those individuals who claim to have traveled in time and see whether you believe them or not. Number 1. Noah claims he is a time traveler from the year 2030. In February 2018, a man who said to be a time traveler underwent a lie detector test on camera. The guy, only known as Noah, said he was from the year 2030 and made numerous predictions for the near future, including them. He said that Donald Trump would be re-elected for a second time of presidency. In 2028, time travel will be developed and the first humans will visit Mars. He also said that Bitcoin will be used as a currency, but the money also still exists. Noah claims, and has also been confirmed by X-ray, that there is some kind of futuristic technology embedded in his wrist, which he says is somehow involved in the time travel procedure. Several days after the lie detector test, when he was reported to strangely vanish during the live stream, it was then revealed that he contacted the channel via email, saying that he was temporarily taken back to the year 2030 for interrogation, but is now back in our time. Number 2. John Titor claimed to be from the year 2036 but then disappeared. Another spooky story about time travel is the story of John Titor. He first appeared on internet discussion boards in the late 1990s with unusual stories and predictions of the future under the nickname of Time Travel Zero, but later changed his screen name to John Titor. He claimed to be a soldier sent from 2036, the year the computer virus erased the world. His mission was to head back to 1975 to grab an IBM 5100 computer, which had the needed equipment to fight the future virus. His bypath to the year 2000 was just to get a little R&R while visiting his 3-year-old self, neglecting every fabric of time paradox rule from time travel stories. Over the next 4 months, he answered every question other posters had, explaining future events, always submitted with a simple disclaimer that alternate realities do exist, so his reality may not be our own. On 24 March 2001, he offered his final piece of advice, that is to bring a gas can with you when the car dies on the side of the road, and returned home. He was never heard from again. Number 3. Future spacetime slip experienced by a newsman. In 1932, German newspaper reporter J. Bernard Hutton and photographer Joachim Brandt visited the Hamburg shipyard to do interviews for a story. As they were returning, they heard the drone of aircraft engines. On looking up, they saw the sky filled with warplanes. Bombs began booming around them, and within a short time, the area was a wrathful inferno. Brandt clicked pictures of the destruction, and the two drove back into Hamburg, but when the film was produced, there was no evidence of the attack. The pair's editor indicted the men for being drunk and rejected their story. Afterward, Hutton shifted to London, where he came across a newspaper story in 1943 about a Royal Air Force raid on Hamburg. The photos showed the same shipyard which he and Brandt had taken 11 years earlier. Number 4. Haakon Nordqvist met his future self. On 30 August 2006, 36-year-old Haakon Nordqvist visited the home to find water pooling on his kitchen floor. Expecting it was a leak, he collected his tools and crawled under the sink, but couldn't reach the pipes. As he kept on crawling further into the cabinet, at the end of the tunnel he saw a light, and that's when he realized he was in the future. The year 2042, to be accurate, which is where Haakon met his 72-year-old self. To his surprise, future Haakon knew things that only he could know, like where he'd kept his secret things in the first grade. The two selves even had the same tattoo. Number 5. Time traveler who spotted among GIs in World War II Reykjavik. In 2016, an unusual photograph appeared on Icelandic social media. It showed downtown Reykjavik in 1943 at the height of World War II in the forefront. A group of American GIs can be viewed standing outside a taxi station, as well as a man bent against a window who seemed to be talking on the phone long before they even existed. Originally posted to a Facebook group owned by Christian Hoffman, it briskly began to attract attention across the internet. The photo was so compelling that many people said it was undeniable proof that time travel must exist, while others thought that by the 1940s, the phones must have already been invented in Iceland. What do you think? Is this man from the 1940s really using a mobile phone? Number 6. Two men from 1969 drive straight to the 1940s. At southwestern Louisiana town in 1969, two men after having lunch got in their car and directed back to work along a highway, US Route 167, that spans much of the state. From the distance, they saw an old car. As they got nearer to it, they realized it was moving very slowly, and they could see the year 1940 on its license plate. The two men pulled up beside the car and looked in to see if everything was okay. They were received by the sight of a woman, dressed up in full 1940s attire, and a small kid, both of whom looked very confused, and even, they thought, scared. They gestured to the woman, directing that she should pull over and they would help her. As the women began to pull onto the side of the road, the two men stopped a few yards in front of her. When they looked behind to make sure she had parked carefully, the whole car had vanished into thin air. So, that's it from our side. Which story did you find the most mysterious and believable? Let us know in the comments. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for interesting content like today. We hope you enjoyed our video, and we will see you next time.